For many Christians, it's become oh yeah, I studied that when I was a young Christian, and Book of Revelation and Daniel and Thessalonians and Matthew and Luke. Yeah, I know. Or it becomes boy, I hope he doesn't come today. I hope he doesn't come before I take care of this or that. Or, when I first got saved and I was, man, the Lord's coming back, the Lord's coming back. I would go and visit my parents and drive them crazy. And I can still remember having a conversation with my father and talking to him about, but Dad, look at all these things. If you look at the size of the nation of Israel exists. It didn't when you were born. It didn't exist. It didn't exist until the end of World War II, a couple years after. And look at this, and it says right there in the scriptures. And look at this, and he sat there, and here's a man who had spent 4 years of his life in the Pacific theater of World War II, had gone through the Depression, seen other things, and he sat there and he looked at me and said, "Son, that's what they said during World War II, when millions were being killed in the ovens, and millions more were killed by the horror of war. A lot of people said, yeah, it's the end of it. Didn't happen then." Kind of like what Peter talks about in his book, or says that, many say, where is the Lord's coming? We don't see the sign of it, and everything's just kind of going along as it always has, and it'll just continue on. Peter talks about that, doesn't he? He says, hey, don't mistake the Lord's patience and long suffering for the fact that he's not coming, because his promises are sure, and he knows how to deliver out of tribulation those who are his. Lord, bring us back to that place of living with the knowledge of the return of Jesus Christ each and every day. And may it flavor and color the decisions that we make and the priorities that we set. Certainly we need to live in this world until he comes, and we need to take care of our families, and we need to pay our bills, which means we need to have a job unless you are independently wealthy. But Lord, don't let those things rob us. The worst of the three situations that Jesus talks about in the parable of the sower is the third one. The seed that fell among the thorns and grew up along with the weeds and thorns. And over time, it says that those thorns choked the life out of them, and they became unfruitful. That's the danger for us Christians. If you're a believer in Jesus Christ, the enemy didn't steal the seed out of your heart. And if you've been a believer in Jesus Christ for any length of time, you didn't wilt when it got tough. So what we face is just a dual choice. Will we let the thorns and thistles of this life choke the spiritual life out of us? Or will we keep ourselves in good soil and grow and bring forth fruit 100-fold? That's really our choice.